Welcome back, viewers. We're here with another episode of the AI Chefs. Welcome, Chef Kevin. Good to see you today.
Absolutely, Chef David. Welcome as well.
Yeah, I'm excited because we've been getting a lot of response for our recipes and we've been sharing them on LinkedIn. And I keep going back to them and using them. This has been useful for me. So I'm excited to get in, I think, our second episode of the new year.
That is correct.
And let's just get into it. What do you have for us today, Chef Kevin?
Yeah, well, thank you, Chef David. So today I thought, as opposed to talking about a recipe, I wanted to talk about cooking utensils because obviously, whether you're, preparing food or preparing great AI output, the utensils that you use are of critical importance. And we've talked about, a bunch of things that we've used, but I wanted to dive in deeper. But first, Chef David, I have a bit of a kitchen quiz for you. So let's bring up some slides.
Okay.
And this is going to be a Chef David quiz. So now I've picked a few unique kitchen utensil gadgets. And once again, before you comment on what this is, remember, please, this is a kitchen. Because I've shown this to a few people. This is a kitchen gadget. So before you answer, keep that in mind. So we've got three gadgets. This is the first one. So okay. What perhaps could this be?
Well, I mean, judging by the color, they obviously want me to be thinking about strawberries. I'm thinking it's some sort of strawberry tool, and I don't know what you could do with strawberries. It looks like you could use this to pick the seeds out, but is anyone crazy enough that they actually pick the seeds out of strawberries?
I don't know, but you're like, I'm gonna say you got this one. It is a strawberry stem remover.
Oh, it's close. Okay.
So basically you can kind of squeeze that and you see like the tip there expands and then you grab the stem and can kind of pull that out as opposed to pulling it out with your fingers, or a lot of times I just use a little knife to kind of cut it out. So strawberry stem remove. So we'll give you 1 point.
Well, before we go to the next one, that reminds me of the class, I mean, not to date myself, of the Honeymooners. And it was just such a great bit, but they had this all-in-one kitchen thing. And one of the things it could do was it could core a apple. Okay. Have you seen that episode of the Honeymooners?
I don't. If I've seen it, I've forgotten.
Tell me, old chef for the future, can it core a apple?
Oh, it can core a apple.
Good. I will core a apple the old-fashioned way and see how slow it takes me. And then you will core it the modern way, and zip, zip, we'll see how fast it is.
Ha, ha.
There, I am through.
I will now do it the modern way.
Zip, zip. It's zip. It's zipping the modern way. Amazing. It's zip. Anytime. Another proof of a happier life through television.
So Ralph Cramden, Norton, his friend, Ed Norton, his friend, he's going to show the hard way. So he says, the hard way, can you decore an apple? And he goes, sure. He takes the old thing and goes, wow, that was really tough. And then Ralph's supposed to show how easy it is with the new tool. And he's like hurting his hands and he's going on and on. He's like, it's just 1, 2, 3. It's so easy. So I don't know. Classic bit. I should put a link to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, right. So
on to our next.
Yeah, cooking utensil number 2. What could this be, Chef David?
Again, I'm thinking, marketing people love to use color as an indicator. Right. Either it's something to do with avocados or limes.
So your first, go with your first gut.
It is avocado.
Avocado slicer. So you see the kind of the sharper tip at the top.
Yes.
That's at the skin. And then you've got the slicer at the bottom that, and then supposedly you can scoop it out. I haven't used that. So, okay.
I was wondering what the little lines are, I guess, for scooping.
Yeah, well, no, the lines at the bottom are really to kind of slice the avocado piece.
Okay.
Right? So you cut it in half and then you slice it and then you get avocado slices for your fancy avocado toast, I guess. So there you go.
Sounds
okay, so 2 out of 2. Excellent. Okay. And here's the third kitchen utensil.
This is tough. It reminds me of something we had as kids that we would plug into an orange, and then we'd squeeze the orange and get juice out of it.
Okay.
I'm thinking this isn't it because it would be more orange. It's a little yellowish. I'm going with color as an indicator.
Yeah, that's good. You've been, hey, that's
It worked up to now, but yeah, I'm a little lost here. Again, I'm thinking lemons, bananas.
okay.
I give up.
Okay, well, we're going to give you 2 out of 3. This is a corn peeler. So basically, you take your corn corn on the cob, and you can kind of slide it through here, and it takes off all the kernels, and I guess you could use a knife for that. But hey, this is why these fancy kitchen gadgets, if you got lots of space in your kitchen, like our kitchen here, and you got lots of money, all these gadgets are terrific. But let's talk about, move to the next slide. Let's talk about, and we'll make this a little bit bigger. I recently collaborated with, UC Today, AI Today, to do a survey on the tools that people are using to create content. And so, here's the results of the survey. We'll put a link below just to the full survey results because it's kind of interesting. We asked a whole bunch of questions, but you can see, you got ChatGPT, which we've talked about, Gemini, Copilot.
Yeah, and real quick, I think I cut off the question at the top, just so for our viewers, it says, which AI tools are regularly used in your organization to help with text-based content creation?
And select all that apply. So as you can see a bunch of things, and then we go down. So let's, what I wanted to, because there was a few pretty exciting announcements on the top, I think, the top kind of entries. So let's go to the next slide, and let me just talk about some of these things. It's a little bit cut off, but it says the AI chef's AI kitchen tools, right? So, we talk about how to use these tools, and we talked about a bunch of these, but I wanted to just kind of share with you kind of where the pricing is on these tools, because it's changed. It keeps changing, and there was a bunch of announcements this week. So if we look at ChatGPT, which I know, David, is one of your favorites, from OpenAI, you got the free version, which gives you access to GPT-4o mini, and you can have limited access to the better model GPT-4o. You can have standard voice chats, and you can use these custom GPTs. That's free. And then you can pay $20 a month. Is that the version you have, David, the plus version, or what do you?
I have the free version, and honestly, I'm really okay with the one stress point I have is sometimes I'm in a back and forth conversation, and in the middle of it, it'll say you've used up all your credits for web search. So I'm like, okay. So for the rest of this conversation, it's just going by what it knows. Now it's getting into hallucination land. So I'm like, all right, I'll finish the conversation with you tomorrow when you could talk to the web again.
There you go. So the plus $20 per month version gives you the advanced voice mode, which I think has less latency and less limits. And then you have these better models, the O1 and O1 Mini. You can create custom GPTs, and you have access, limited access, but access to the Sora model, which lets you create these short video segments, which is pretty cool, right? But you're paying for it. Then there's this Pro model, which I actually, until I created this slide, I didn't really know. $200 a month, man. I mean, you have unlimited access. It says a little asterisk saying you can't go super crazy, but effectively the limits go away. And then there's access to this O1 Pro mode. And especially the limits go away around the Sora video. So if you're creating these short video things with the plus, version, you can only create so much. And then there's a team version and an enterprise version. The enterprise version doesn't have pricing. It's like contact us if you want to use it. And that has more of the kind of the single sign-on and things like that. And for all of these, what I would say is it's pretty true that any paid version, they say, hey, we're not going to use your data to train our models, right? In the free version, depending on the provider, they don't necessarily say that. So I think you should investigate that. So anyway, that's ChatGPT. On Gemini, and there was some interesting announcements this week on Gemini from Google. So there was this free version that uses this 1.5 flash model. That means it's fast and takes less processing power, and that's why it's free. Then there's Gemini Advanced, which standalone, you can pay $20 a month, and they announced that just this week, Like I paid for Gemini with Google Workspace, and it was costing me $30 a month. But now this month they made it free for any paid plan. So they're joining with like Cisco WebEx with their AI assistant and Zoom AI companion. And that, so either if you have any workspace license, which gives you, Gmail and Google Docs and Google Meet and Google Sheets and Google Slides, if you're paying for any of that, now you get the AI piece for free, which is terrific. They upped the price by $2 a month for that. But I mean, that's fine. I saved $28 a month. So
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
It's a good deal.
You can upload big files, and then you can access Gemini. The problem with ChatGPT is that it's standalone. I mean, it's both pro and con. Gemini can be standalone, but it also works in Gmail. So you can say, summarize my emails in Docs and Slides and Chat and Sheets and Meet. So it's integrated into the Google suite of products, right? So that was a big announcement this week. And we and the AI chefs, we often use and talk about Gemini. And of course, we often talk about Copilot, a myriad of Copilots, all from Microsoft. But a big announcement the same day that Google announced that Gemini was free for paid workspace customers, Microsoft introduced yet another Copilot because I don't know, like 20 Copilots aren't enough. Chef David, like how many? You got to have lots. So they introduced what they call Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. They add the word chat, and then that's free. So that gives you access to this, GPT 4.0 model, which is, kind of an advanced model from OpenAI. It is kind of protects it. It doesn't, even though it's free, it's not going to use your data for training, and it has some enterprise protection, and your IT team can control it. It does image gen. It lets you create agents, but using agents, there's some usage billing, right?
Yeah, that's pay per go.
Yeah, it's exactly. So I feel like this is, they're trying to convince you for free of the value, but obviously they would love for you to step up to the Microsoft 365 Copilot. Notice like the word chat at the end makes it free. If you don't have chat, then it's like more broad, and it's $30 per month. But then you can use Copilot in all your favorite tools, Teams and Outlook and Word and Excel and PowerPoint. As well, this $30 per month, it's grounded in all your business data. Whereas the Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat that's free it only knows about web data. So it doesn't know about your organization's data unless you specifically like upload a specific document. And then you can use agents as well. So, Microsoft arguably has the most complex licensing, but they've got lots of options if you can figure them out. But that new option is interesting that it's free. And then more on the simplicity side, if we're looking at tools in the AI kitchen, you've got the AI companion from Zoom.
One quick comment on Copilot first.
Yes.
I opened up Copilot for Windows and asked it yesterday because there were so many conversations about this Copilot chat to explain it to me. Some people, is it a new thing? Is it actually something kind of they actually already had rebranded and free? So it's not really new, but it's sort of new. And I said, explain all your different versions of Copilot and licensing, all of it. And the first time it crashed, which Copilot's never done for me. It was such a hard question. It actually just froze and I had to close the app and open it again. And the second time it came back and it explained these two and it kind of got them right. It was it was pretty much right. And a couple other Copilot things, because there's a lot of other Copilots. And then I asked it, I said, what about you? I asked for every Copilot and the importance of what about Copilot for Windows, the one I'm using, the one that has the button on my keyboard. And it said, you're right. This is a really important version of Copilot. I should have mentioned that. And then it crashed in the middle of the sentence again. It gets really upset talking about itself. The most confusing thing you could ask Copilot is to explain Copilot.
I feel like that's like, there's got to be like the Star Trek episodes, the original Star Trek, where Captain Kirk goes and there's some robot or whatever, and he asks this question and then it like overload, does not compute.
I forgot the details, but I know what you're talking about.
Everything Harry tells you is a lie. Remember that. Everything Harry tells you is a lie.
Now listen to this carefully, Norman. I am lying.
You say you are
lying, but if everything you say is a lie, then you are telling the truth. But you cannot tell the truth because everything you say is a lie, but you lie, you tell the truth, but you cannot, for you lie. Illogical, illogical. Please explain. You are human. Only humans can explain their behavior. Please explain.
I am not programmed to respond in that area.
Yeah. There is an episode. I figure when AI takes over, we're going to call on you to ask the tough questions that overload it. So that's very interesting. It is confusing because there is also Copilot Business Chat or Biz Chat, which is like the thing in Teams, not to be confused with this chat free version. So there is no lack of Copilot named products in the Microsoft ecosystem. So moving over to Zoom, which has always, kind of prided themselves on simplicity. When you go into the AI Kitchen, the AI companion from Zoom is pretty darn simple. It's available at no additional cost for any paid plans. It gives you, the things you'd expect: the meeting summaries, call summaries, email and chat summaries, document summaries. You can do text creation in Zoom Docs, which, David, you've done some fantastic videos on. So check that out. And it is able to access your calendar and email, even if you're using, Microsoft Outlook Exchange for that. And also can do voicemail task prioritization and summarization. So the AI companion, it is simple and it's kind of consistent, and it's always like there on the right-hand kind of panel, and it knows what you're doing. So that is a tool that we've certainly used and talked about in the AI Kitchen, and was one of the top ones. I in the top 6, there was also Copy.ai. I didn't include it here because that was much more, it's not so much an AI assistant. That's a very focused tool for a go-to-market. So if you're a marketing person, it starts at $49 a month, and then there's an advanced version at $249 a month. And similarly, like Grammarly, which is certainly a tool that a lot of people know about. If you watch YouTube, there seems to be lots of YouTube ads on that, especially targeted at, anybody in college or university. There's a free version of that, but that's really just about, improving your writing.
Yeah.
Free version and a pro version at $12 per month. And then there's an enterprise version, but there's no specific pricing. So those were in the top 6 when we looked at the survey results. And I also wanted to, the other kind of general purpose tool that we've occasionally used for our examples is Claude from Anthropic. There's a free version that works on the web, iOS, and Android, and that has access to Claude. There's a pro version, and really you pay $18 a month to have more usage. There's a kind of a Claude projects thing, and there's more models. So the more models means just better, faster results. And then there's also a team version that's $25 per month. So those are, the cooking utensils that we regularly use, the AI chefs, in our AI kitchen. And as opposed to a recipe, I just wanted to share those with you, because regardless of what recipe you're, cooking up, when you're in the AI kitchen, the tools matter. So that is what I've got for you today, Chef David.
This is this is really useful. I'm going to be snapshotting this and putting it in my secret file to, when I want people to think I'm smart, I'm going to open it up and get data from this. This is really, except for the fact that a lot of it's going to be outdated next week. It's really great information.
Yeah, no, you're right. And here is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll turn it over to you. I'm doing a session at Enterprise Connect, which runs March 16th to 18th or 19th. And it really is about comparing the different AI assistants. So it will be a deeper dive into this chart, and I will be working to keep it up to date between now and then, because as you say, week over week, there's often new announcements and new capabilities. So, with that, over to you.
A couple. This is so good. You got my head spinning. A couple quick thoughts on this. There's more to talk about here before we go into my stuff.
Okay.
One quick one is I see the value. Well, first of all, just looking at it overall, everything is so different. The offerings and what they're paying for and what they're not charging for. This is all so new. I'm used to the video conferencing industry where it was like, you look at the difference between the WebEx offering and when there was BlueJeans, the BlueJeans offering and the Zoom offering was like, oh, this one's $11.99 a month and this one's $11.49 a month. But this one's 100 people, but this one's 110 people. It was, everyone had like this kind of a chart. It all looked exactly the same. And this is not chaos, but it's all over the place.
Very different.
Very different. Another thing is the value of what Zoom is giving away for free and what everyone else is well, not everyone else, but I think Microsoft is everyone else sometimes. What Microsoft is charging for, because that is such a power feature. I actually, because it wasn't clear, I got started on Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. And yesterday I got it going because I'm like, I already have Copilot for Windows. I don't need another Copilot, but I wanted to see what the deal was. And they didn't say this in any of the press that I read, in any of the press releases, any of the announcements from Microsoft. Maybe didn't understand any stuff from the other analysts, but when I got it going, I opened up a Word document and I had a little panel at the right, just like my Zoom AI companion panel. And I asked it, hey, summarize this doc for me. And it said, I did it. And then it said, that's one of your 60 credits. You get 60 of these a month, and then it rolls over. So the magic feature, the summarize my doc, the look at my doc, do you see what I'm writing? Are you here with me? Are you my friend? That's in Copilot, Microsoft 360 Copilot Chat, but it's limited because you're gonna use it up in 30 seconds, and you're gonna say, oh, now I got to pay $30 a month for that. And meanwhile, Zoom keeps saying we give that away for free. That's a big deal. Apparently, it is a big deal. That's the power feature, I think.
Yeah. And I think, and this will be maybe for another episode, I think as agents come out, all of these vendors, even the people that have free, have different ideas about how they may charge and monetize for agent usage. And so I think this is something that I'm going to try to, have a good summary of for Enterprise Connect in the middle of March. But I think we're going to see different approaches as well, because ultimately, these companies, like, for example, Microsoft said they invested $80 billion in this fiscal year, or will invest $80 billion in this fiscal year on AI infrastructure. So all of these companies have to somehow get some return on that. So I think we've got lots of different models, and I'll try to keep this chart up to date and keep sharing it with the other cooks in the AI kitchens.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to. I love making charts like this, but you know what? You got this. I'm just going to use Kevin's charts because it's just moving too quickly. So,
okay.
All right, let me change our graphics below while they're hidden. This is so professional the way we have it set up here.
Wow.
Okay, so my recipe for the day, and it's not really a recipe; it's more a recommendation. Now, this isn't something to cook. This is something I like to, if you like food, this is something you should like to do. And it's the inspiration to Rodizio. If you've ever been out for Rodizio, you know the experience. And I think this is sort of a general thing overall for the way I use AI, aside from the inspiration to Rodizio, the Rodizio approach. When I go to a restaurant, I don't just say, give me the lunch. Tell the chef to make me a lunch. Whatever he makes will be fine. I need to look at a menu. And I think a lot of people who aren't impressed with AI don't understand that. They're going to ChatGPT and they're saying, make me lunch. They're going to ChatGPT and they're saying, give me a title for my YouTube video. And then they look at the title and they say, I'm not using this. This isn't good. I say, give me 10 title suggestions for my YouTube video. Then I say, keep bringing them. Keep bringing the meat on the sticks. Right. And for those who don't know what Rodizio, that's what it is. You sit down and they walk by with meat on skewers from all different kinds of animals, and you want to try one of these, you want to try one of these, you want to try one of these, and you try a lot of different things and they just keep walking by. So that's the approach I do with ChatGPT. Give me 10 more, give me 10 more. And then I'm even more picky. I say, number 6, help me work with that a little bit. So it's not expect results. It's give me options.
Right.
So the recipe for today, the inspiration Rodizio, again, this is a recommendation. It's not a recipe. And it's a recommendation to use a new tool offered by YouTube. They announced this in September, and YouTube has been doing like everyone else, is offering so many new AI tools. I can barely keep up. So I didn't click on this tab till recently, but I clicked on the tab, and let me go down and show it here. So this is my, and I'll zoom in a second, but this is my YouTube studio. Like anyone else who has a YouTube account, whether you made a video or not, it's there. There's a YouTube studio. And when you go into YouTube studio, and you have your videos, your shorts, all your tabs, there's this inspiration. And it's the first tab there is the inspiration tab. And what it does is it gives you ideas for new videos. I've been doing this with ChatGPT. I say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm David Maldo. Let's do video. I do this and that. And so I spend 10 minutes explaining to it what my YouTube's about, because how does ChatGPT know? I mean, I could link it. It could see, it can't really watch all the videos. It could get an idea from the descriptions. And I could say, ChatGPT, let's work with me on an idea for my next video. And I can get some decent results with that. But not as good as YouTube itself. YouTube knows everything. YouTube knows my audience. It knows which videos of mine got watched all the way through, which videos of mine people stop watching in the first 10 seconds, what I'm good at. So it gave me suggestions based on what YouTube knows for video ideas. And its ideas are AI chefs, a vegan Thanksgiving feast. That's something we could work with.
Yeah, sure.
Zoom in OBS, creative immersive virtual tours. I have some Zoom OBS content that's been doing well. I have an unboxing video of a keyboard, an ergonomic keyboard that's doing very well. So maybe my viewers would like more of that. I did a video about Sennheiser. Hello, friends at Sennheiser. So already this is good to start with. And they have this box here, and this is one of those little chatty chat, natural language, wonderful magic, future computer boxes. I could say, hey, I don't like any of the ideas. Let's work on this. Let's work on that. And it'll give me a new set of ideas. But even better, if I click down, I like this Zoom and OBS thing. If I click into it, it gives me a bunch of title ideas. Because I always say I don't like the first title. I want more. It knows they figured that out. Show more. It'll give me more title ideas.
Oh, okay.
And if I don't like any of them, let's brainstorm. I don't like any of these ideas. I wanted to say this and not say this and blah, blah, blah. I want to have a conversation with you, my wonderful magic chatbot, about the titles. Here is it made an outline for me. And I could work on it with any section of the outline. I've already done a video on this. I don't want to cover this as much. Give me something else instead. I can go back and forth with it. I'm starting to feel like I'm at a Rodizio restaurant here, and not only they're bringing me different meats, they're saying, "Would you like this more well done? Would you like a different sauce with this?" Wow, is this catering to me? I don't have anything to end this on. I'm just excited. Look at me, I'm stammering. This is so. Let's get back to what
that's great, and yeah, I'm waiting for then you click a button and it's made the video for you using like some.
We're almost there.
Right. So I know.
Did you see Patrick Kelly posted a demo of he used I forgot what service it was, but he used a service and it like recorded him talking for a minute, and then he put in a script and it had robot Patrick Kelly reading it, and you could tell the mouth was moving a little weird, but it kind of looked like if you weren't paying attention, it could use this to make the script and make the whole video for him.
There you go. No, but okay. So I think that's fantastic. It's a great suggestion, which is don't bring me lunch, bring me the menu, give me multiple choices. I like that. I hadn't seen that YouTube piece, so I always learn something, and this is great. And I like how they give you multiple options, and even you can say show more or have that dialogue. My only pushback is, aren't tapas, like you sound like it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, but aren't tapas like Spanish appetizers? So,
oh my God, I have the wrong term right the whole time. What's the restaurant called where they bring you the oh my God.
I just thought that was like
I didn't even do the research. I just started talking.
There you go. So it's okay. It all works.
You all know what I meant. You know, where they bring the place where I went with my wife 3 years ago on in Fort Lauderdale, where they bring the meat on the sticks.
Yeah. I think, that you could put the Spanish appetizers, which is tapas, you could put it on a stick. So maybe there is a place in Fort Lauderdale, or maybe that's a good idea.
I'll find out what the right word is, and I'll put a little thought bubble that says I meant this. In post-production is wonderful.
But the great thing is, regardless of the term, because we did a BC Strategies podcast just the other day and talked about how all the terms are confusing. So this is a perfect example of that. So There you go. I think you reinforced and connected with another podcast that we did.
Yeah.
But I think that the tip is fantastic. Yeah, ask for multiple suggestions, and when you're doing that, figure out what tools you want to use in your AI kitchen. So this was great. No recipes, but a lot of foundational things that can help all of us be better AI chefs. So thank you very much.
And one more thing on the YouTube thing, it's not a recipe, but in the way YouTube AI is acting as my sous chef there. You know, I'm making the final video, which is the dish, but it's bringing me ingredients. It's bringing me ideas. I have a second YouTube channel, the guitar YouTube channel. I was like, what can it possibly suggest? Because I put up guitar covers. It's going to say put up more guitar covers. But it came up with a clever idea. I had a cover of a Bach song, 300-year-old, and I did a cover of a Motley Crue song. And it suggested doing a video of the history of music, the transition of music from Bach to Motley Crue. I'm like, you know what? I would click on that. I would actually click on that, but I'm not sure what I want to say. So I clicked on the outline and it gave it, you know what? I might actually make that video. It's like, you know, and it's because if you told me, David, go make a video about Bach and Motley Crue, I don't know enough about either of them really. But if I have a good AI sous chef helping me with the ingredients, helping me with the script, that might actually happen.
Fantastic. No, that's a great example. I love it. So thank you very much for sharing.
All right. And with that, I think let's wrap it up. We're good to go.
We are good to go. Thank you for joining us again in the kitchen. Thank you, David, Chef David. And until next time.
Thank you, viewers. Take care. We'll see you next time.